Welcome back. Today's date 30, no, 54. Today's day 54 of Art Every Day. Today's supposed to be a little bit of a master study. Supposed to be is the key word there. So it's been a long day. It's the 4th of July, so I've been out and about, hanging out with friends, coworkers, playing games. So I really don't have a whole lot of time tonight, but I do want to try and do something today. Because if I don't do something today, then really I break the streak essentially. Yesterday was Wild Card Friday, so I went out and I hung out with some friends again. Um, I did some art, but it was just like on my own in my sketchbook. Um, I've got a watercolor sketchbook that I've been using gouache in now. So I did do some art, but I didn't have a picture to share with everyone. I did do a couple more pictures with my handy little digital camera as well, which is broken already. The screen's a little bit busted on that. But anyway, that's all beside the point for today. So Sundays again, they were supposed to be Master Study Sundays. Um, Not shaping out to be that way. It feels like. Let me see if I can fix my frame here. Maybe I got it right. Maybe I got it wrong. There we go. So what I was going to do originally was just find somebody else's work and then just see if I could copy it as best as I could onto my own. It doesn't feel like there's going to be enough time to do that. It's getting close to 10 o'clock at night, and I want to hit the hay. Um, so today will be another wild card day, I think, where I'm just gonna doodle. I'm just gonna have fun drawing and practicing line work. Um, Drawing horizontal lines, vertical lines, circles, ellipses. So really nothing fascinating, nothing like challenging, nothing that's really going to draw the eye. It's just these everyday activities and everyday practices that you put in, and you start to realize some patterns. Like some patterns I'm realizing is, well, with this one, I'm noticing there's a pattern that goes through a through line here, where the further down that I get, the more that these lines go from a straight line to an arc. So that's something that I want to change, and something I should fix. But all of these little practices, they start to culminate. So when you're doing something bigger, like a composition, you're drawing in there and you're painting in there, whatever is going on inside of there, all of those little technical skills start to build up. So hopefully I'm going to be able to just draw and paint whatever it is that I please. And here's it's a kangaroo. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't know. What else am I gonna draw here? So there was a couple lines. Let me try it again here, just to see if I can keep straight, consistent, parallel lines. There's still a bit of a curve in here. I'm realizing as I'm doing it. Trying to use my shoulder and my arm and not my wrist, because that'll give cleaner sweeps of motion. I'm still, as I'm drawing them, it feels good. But when I look over on my other monitor that has the recording, this whole canvas looks a little bit smaller, and I can see these imperfections way easier. These sweeping lines again, even though they're not too obvious to the eye, they're enough for me to pick up on. If they're enough for me to pick up on, I think anybody could, or should, or would. Let's keep drawing. I'm just going to keep drawing these horizontal, or not horizontal, but what's the word to describe this shape? Not vertical, not horizontal, but something. And I'm starting to, instead of drawing these parallel to one another, this one's bending inwards and up. Same with this one here, inwards and up. So I'm not happy about that. Let's try that again. Now, an easy hack, I could hold, since I'm using Photoshop, I don't know what other editing software have, but if I can hold Shift, I can just draw these straight lines, parallel, horizontal, vertical. So that's a good crutch if I really need it. So I can draw these perfectly vertical, perfectly horizontal, if I'm ever in a pinch. So I'm happy that there's that tool there. But I want to learn how to do it the hard way first, so that way if I really do need to, I can draw them. So these I'm doing freehand, just seeing if I can draw them vertical, clean, parallel, straight. There's still some bend in here. It doesn't look perfect. And perfection doesn't really exist, but we can try our best to get close to, not perfect, but just practicing the skill, you know what I mean? What I'm noticing too with these, especially with these horizontal lines, and I've pointed this out in another video, but I'm just going to do the same thing here. So if here's a top-down view, here's my shoulder, here's my other shoulder, here's my arm, and I'm drawing with this pen. If I've got this flat screen here, so I'm drawing from a drawing tablet. I've got this flat screen. I've got this stylus. If my arm is swinging from side to side, I've got this pivot point here where what my arm wants to do, maybe more accurately, the arm is, now that I'm looking at where I'm actually sitting. The arm, I hold my pen, stylus here, there's my shoulder, there's me, there's my other monitor over there that I'm looking at to check my work. So the arm has this pivot point here, and it swings from side to side, like so. So when I swing from left to right, or right to left, back and forth, we have this arcing movement that goes through the canvas, through the screen, right? And so when that translates, if I'm trying to draw in this direction, and I'm in reality, if this is the screen, I'm trying to draw a line horizontally like that, what happens is that pressure starts to increase as I get closer towards the center of that line, and my arm gets a little bit more unstable. So I'm trying to recognize that, and maybe I'll shift the way that my arm draws these lines so that it's not from this pivot point, like back and forth like that, but I'm gonna hold my shoulder to the side, and I'm gonna drag the shoulder, not drag the arm along the pivot point. I'm dragging the shoulder, dragging my forearm, elbow stays pretty straight, can bend if it needs to, but just holding that shoulder and moving the shoulder itself, trying to drag the shoulder along this movement. It's still not quite what I want it to be. It's not perfect, and that's why I'm doing this, right? I'm trying to learn some pen control, because what I noticed in my my week where I was drawing cylinders and boxes, the perspective looked okay, but my pen control and my penmanship, it felt a little bit worse for wear, right? Like I could draw the cylinder, there's our ellipse, which is cylinder. The base of that cylinder. Draw something like that, but all of these tiny little minor imperfections in here are a result of the lack of control that I have in my hand and in my pen. So all these tiny details, all these tiny imperfections, maybe they're fine, maybe they're stylistic, maybe that's just how uh, how we're supposed to draw, but I can't help but see them and notice them and feel like I want to learn how to fix them, and then if I want to include the imperfections later, that's like a stylistic choice, if that makes sense. So that's just my thought with that. I'm just gonna keep drawing and doodling. I really have no other plan for tonight, but I just wanted to get something onto my canvas. I wanted to get something onto YouTube for y'all to see, just to say that I did something today. So sorry if today is not super engaging or super interesting. That's unfortunately part of the process, I think. It's a lot of, not every day is going to be interesting, not every day is going to be super engaging, but you have to take your medicine. You have to, get a well-rounded meal if you're going to continue. So that's what today is. I'm just taking my medicine. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not taking anything stronger than medicine. If you, I'm not going crazy over here. I'm just doing my practices. So a little bit of exercise can go a really long way. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. I'm going to do my best to see if I can spot some fireworks out the window. So it's now. Ooh. They definitely bought those. I live in New York State. You're not supposed to have fireworks that are like fountains of sparklers. Those ones are shooting up and over the horizon. So if you want to know the secret, you just buy them in Pennsylvania. All right. Have a great night, everyone.